How's it going? How's it going? Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Can you guys hear me? Everybody hear me okay? Let me check the audio. Yeah, you hear me well? Audio check, check. Yeah, sounds good. Loud and clear. Good. Glad to see it. How's it going? Good group of you today. Nice to see. Tim, got your mic unmuted, Tim. Jasper, my man. How's it going?
Hello, hello. Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Good, I can
Good.
hear you well.
Good, good.
Okay, so I wanted to take a look at the markets. We're seeing that move lower in the euro that we've been expecting. And I wanted to go through our observation journals and do some updating. Jasper, I'm going to give you drawing capabilities. Tim, you as well. And yeah, we'll keep it just the two of you. Okay, so what do we have here with the euro? So on the 4-hour chart, let me just enlarge this. We've got some institutional supply being created with this move lower. And remember with the trend line break that we had back here, remember what we were talking about last time about the trend line. If I keep the trend line down, extending forward, that means the momentum shift is eventually going to break and price is going to go lower. Okay, you remember I was talking about that last time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what we're seeing now. So price made a momentum shift, didn't make it very far up, failed to hit the opposing supply, and now it's taking it out. So why is it doing that? Well, it's exactly what we were talking about before. A momentum shift off of nothing, it's supported by nothing, right? When we had this momentum shift down here on the 4-hour chart, what was it supported by? There's nothing here to support that momentum shift. So a momentum shift supported by nothing is going to fail because momentum shifts take place off of higher time frame zones. That's where momentum is shifted by the institutions. But if they just shift it like this off of no higher time frame areas of demand, then eventually those areas will get taken out. So now we've got a new area of supply. Price has not gone lower than the previous low, so we cannot attach a trend line from further. And we also know that we can't attach a trend line here based on the formation here, okay? So we got to be aware of that yes, we're seeing some good signs on the 4-hour chart that price is going to go lower, but we do not have a downtrend as of yet. Once this area gets taken out, right here, once that area gets taken out and price comes down here, then we can extend a trend line like this, and we'll have a beautiful downtrend with supply.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what we always look for, right?
Yeah.
For a continued move. So this is the structure that supports a move lower. So all we need is this to be taken out, and that's it. It's done. And then we can expect more downside.
Nice.
All right, so yeah, so that looks good. So let's update the journal. Let's bring this across here. Euro observation journal. Okay. There we are. Okay, so All right, and now let's take a snapshot of that. So expected move based on what we're seeing here would be more downside. All right. And okay, that's posted. All right. So US CAD was another one that we were talking about. Believe I posted that tweet when price was around here. And the expected move was upwards. Let's see. Let me just open up that tweet. Yeah. That was the tweet that I posted. So that was January 20th, last week. So the expected move was, let's take another screenshot of it. So price is at 126.91 at the time. 126.91. So let's open that up. So at the time, price was right about here. And we had the data that was about to come out.
Yeah.
The interest rate data. And that came out unchanged, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't
It
it
was unchanged. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
the pound-
basically,
I was going to say the CAD got stronger for a little bit
the CAD got stronger for a little bit.
on the release, because I did a quick short on the
Yeah, it
pound.
dropped. That was the initial move. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had taken note that at the time, retail traders were more short than they were long, right? So we had major demand located down here. Major demand located down here. So we knew that the higher time frame forces were going to push price up. Okay, it wasn't going to go down like this. Why? Because higher time frame demand was here. This is institutional demand. Price is only going to move up from institutional demand. So we got the initial move down, but this is the move that we were expecting up here to the 128.2s. That was the move that we were expecting. So yeah, we got the initial move lower and then back into demand and then rally. And now we got the 128.2s. So this is good. This is exactly what we've been talking about for quite some time now. You know, we want to get in short, but we wanted to get in short at higher prices, right? So it's looking a little bit better for that move to supply on the monthly chart. It's getting there. Let's see how the dollar's doing. Yeah, it's
Do you think
starting
it's
to make
gonna
its
get all the way
its
up
move
there
up
on
as
the
well.
CAD?
Sorry?
Do you think it's going to get all the way up there to monthly supply?
It's tough to say if it's going to make that trek all the way up there. It's possible. The first thing it'll have to do is break through this descending trend line on the weekly, because that is what's going to stop it at this point, right? We have a weekly downtrend. So if this weekly downtrend structure holds, then there's no chance that price is going to get up there to that supply. But if it breaks, then the chances of it getting up to that monthly supply is 90%, because there's nothing holding it back. First, we had the downtrend on the daily. Now look what's happening on the daily. Look what's happening here. Right? Look where price is right now. So if price closes up here, we're going to get the beginning of a move to the upside. And that's going to facilitate a move on the weekly chart up towards here. what happens here is, you know, the key thing, because if it drops, which it could, and we see the US dollar shifting momentum to the downside, the euro shifting momentum to the upside, if all those are aligned, then we can safely expect that this will continue lower. But when price gets up here, we can look at the markets and see what they're saying, and then have a better idea of whether or not it's going to continue higher. But
Gotcha.
as it stands right now, up towards that weekly demand or weekly trend line, descending trend line, that's high odds based on what I'm seeing on the daily.
Very nice.
So if that was to travel up there, then that means we'd be expecting the dollar to come up here. Yeah, I think that there's a very good chance. Let's take a look. I had just posted on the Dollar Observation Journal. Let's go back to that and see what I wrote. Dollar, where are you? There you go. So, okay. So here is the last post I made in regards to the 4-hour supply zones, right? We had supply here, we had supply here, and we didn't have anything on the daily chart until higher up, and weekly supply is all the way here. So we can't expect any momentum to the upside until the supply zones get removed. So at the time, price came up, emotional candle spike through the supply, and then we got this behavior here, no demand. So that was a weak sign for that time. This is a weak sign for now, as price doesn't want to move higher. But if you take a look here at the previous post, I was detailing what we would need to watch for. Where are you? Right here. Okay. For the monthly demand zone, from the monthly, okay, initial reaction played out from the monthly demand zone, and we did not get a daily momentum shift upwards, okay? It didn't happen on the daily chart. Important to note. Monthly demand is still in play though, but for a move higher, the 4-hour supply zones need to be removed. Since there is no now lower time frame demand on the charts, we have to be on watch for new demand to be formed, and this can happen at any time. Okay, so now let's take a look. We open up the 4-hour chart. We still have this area has been removed, great, but now we are responding to this. Once this gets taken out and price goes up, we have a trend. We'll have demand, maybe even demand up here, and that will be facilitating a move upwards to here, the 9160s. Once 9160s gets hit, I mean, we will have, it looks like we'll have an ascending trend line, but still a downtrend on the daily chart. And price will be contacting supply and a descending trend line at the same time. So it wouldn't be out of the norm to expect a move to the downside from that area. It could be short term, but descending trend on the daily chart, no trend on the monthly, no trend on the weekly. This can definitely break through and come up. So the chances of a rally to that supply, I think probably about 85% right now. I'd say about 85% rally up to that weekly supply. So that is aligned with the US CAD rally up to that monthly. I think there's a good chance of that. Very good chance of that. All right, so let's take a look here. Oh, what's Bitcoin up to? Falling?
Yeah, it's just starting.
Yeah.
Just broke
Yeah,
4
I'm not
hours.
surprised. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So what was the first sign that this was going to break? Okay, so remember we had the daily demand here, right? momentum shifted. They used the momentum shift to push price up to here. Could not break the previous highs. So that was a sign of weakness. The next sign that this eventually was going to break through this demand zone was when this momentum shift was taken out. Because you think about it, if they're shifting momentum off of a higher time frame area of demand, why would they remove it if price was going to go higher? Doesn't make any sense, right?
No.
Well, they wouldn't remove it. That's the thing. They wouldn't remove it. Unless price was in consolidation or ranging on a higher time frame, then sometimes we could see that momentum shifts would be taken out and new momentum shifts would be created and then price would rally. But in this case, we didn't have that. We have all the trends upwards. And the daily uptrend was the next one to be taken out after this 4-hour uptrend was removed. So a momentum shift, when all trends are up, when it gets taken out, that leads to more downside. So then they created another momentum shift here, and this one didn't really go anywhere either. It was used to get up here, and now it's being removed. So once this daily gets taken out, right here, and we are so close to that, there's nothing to stop price from dropping to 20,000 again. And we're at 29. So, and then buying in the 20s, buying in the 12s, that is a good idea. Remember when we were up here and I was telling everybody don't be buying? This is a bad idea because you don't know where it's going to stop. There's no supply there. It can just run out whenever it wants to. And plus the institutions were short. They're massively short. You know, more so than longs, even though price was going up. So dangerous. Dangerous,
Always,
dangerous.
they're always short, no matter what price is doing.
They're always short Bitcoin?
Yeah, historically.
Yeah.
By net positions, I mean, it's not like they don't have any long positions.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what makes it dangerous. Very dangerous. You know, once supply is created and there's more to go with, you know, once we have supply zones created, you know, but that's not going to happen until this is taken out, right? So we'll have maybe supply here if it goes lower. That's if it goes lower. If it just continues going higher off of here, then we still don't have any supply to base decisions off of. We'll have it on the lower time frames, the 4-hour and the daily chart, but that's not going to be really helpful in determining longer term movement. So, you know, if I was to trade and go long, there would only be two spots I'd do it at. There and or there. That's the only two places I would go. And I think here's a really good one because we had the previous highs here, right? And this was the demand zone that was responsible for taking price to all-time highs.
Yeah.
And if you look at the timing, you know, it could do something like that and be perfectly timed with that ascending trend line that we have. So that could be a good trade long. 20,000 and let's see, 20,000, and I'd aim for maybe the 30s, the 30,000s, because if you take a look at this chart, right, weekly demand sits here, and if this demand zone breaks, you know, we'll likely get a fast move down there. Okay, whatever comes at us fast, price can go through it fast, right? If it comes down fast, it goes up fast. So any type of move from this area will quickly go up here until this area gets hit. That is where it's going to be the big speed bump. So if it does drop fast, getting in long 20s to 30,000s, that could be very good. Managing your stops really closely. as it travels up. You guys trading Bitcoin at all lately?
Nope. But that's
First
awesome
thing.
that there's a plan, or potentially a plan now.
Mm-hmm. And you want to put the odds in your favor. Wait for a daily momentum shift to take place off of that weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Now you're putting it greatly in your favor that it's going to work out. So let me see. I just want to map it out. Weekly demand. Where are you? There you are. And sync. And sync. So there it is on the daily. Right down here. Yeah, so there's that trend line. It comes down here. If it creates supply, what would be really good is if it created a descending trend line. Hopefully it does do that. That'd be really nice. Creates a descending trend line. So if it creates something like this, down, bounces off, and then down, then we get something like this, then it's just a matter of that. And there's your entry. Something like that.
Yeah, nice.
Beautiful.
Or could even happen lower. Who knows what's going to happen? But if it does something like that, you'd definitely be putting the odds in your favor. And that's how I would trade Bitcoin. That's the only way. Why? Because we're basing it off of reality. We're basing it off of institutional demand, not basing it off of buying in the middle of nowhere and praying that it goes higher. Because those who bought it at 40,000 are screwed right now. They've already lost 1/4 of their position. And how
But
many
didn't
people
you
are out
hear it's
there?
going to 50,000?
Yeah. Well, how many people are out there with like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 accounts putting all their money in Bitcoin at 40,000? All these experts were saying that it was going to 50, 100, 150,000. So, and when you saw it go from 30 to 40, well, what's to make you think that it's not possible for it to go to 50? But now everybody's lost a big chunk of cash. So too dangerous.
If it eventually goes to 50, then they'll be like, see, I told you it was going to 50.
Yeah. After it pulls back and wipes out people. Sure.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Yeah. Well, it's a big retracement, from 40 to 20. That's half. That's half a position. Like, I know people get excited because, it provides good moves, but you just got to get in at the right time. That's all. We're not saying you can't trade it. Just trade it at the right time. So yeah, it's getting very close to that. So I'll mark up the journal with those expectations. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, so all right, let's insert that. Okay, good. All right. Vuzi, how are you, Vuzi? Long time no see. Jay. Jay, you got your mic with you? Let's see how oil is doing. up there, just about to reach 54. Isn't that just amazing? That rally up. I mean, it's just what a great timing of that. A little bit further, so we still we're falling short of that 54 target that we had. Oh, you are? Okay, no worries. We're falling short of that 54 target that we've had. We've had that target for quite some time. Let me see. Let me just open up and take a quick look at the latest report.
I really didn't. I had my doubts about it going up like that, and then it just shot up. And I'm like, whoa.
All about oil?
Yeah, that was very cool to watch. Just to watch it. I mean, it's like in slow motion, but it doesn't seem like slow motion now. Thinking back on it, right? Just like.
I know. Yeah. Well, yeah. See, Sherlock system expects more upside to the 54s. Yeah. So it just goes to show that the market does move in a certain way, and it only comes down to whether or not you're able to see what is taking place, what's the sequence that's playing out, and if you've nailed the right sequence that's playing out, then you can see that move coming up. And you know what? At the time, we didn't have this switch zone. We didn't have this switch zone here. Remember that one? That would have been helpful to have that mapped out.
Because all I
But
could see was the weekly and monthly supply zones.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
But
Could you have known?
Sorry?
Could you have known that that was going to be a switch zone before it showed that it went up there?
Oh yeah, you could have.
Yeah.
Of course you could have.
I think we just all
I
missed
wasn't
it.
even looking for it.
Yeah.
I wasn't even looking for it. What I knew was that when price responded to this area of supply, because we had a higher time frame agenda in play, like the agenda was price was going to drop down to here and then head up to here, right? So on that journey that price is going to take, it has to come across speed bumps. But those speed bumps are not going to reverse price all the way down. They're just gonna slow price down until eventually it makes it through. So when price hit this area of supply, I realized this was just a small speed bump on the larger movement that we were expecting price to make. So just from my experience watching price play out this way, I was expecting a small move to the downside, just a small bounce, and then the continuation. But I didn't see that. I wasn't paying attention to that switch zone being there. But that switch zone being there, it would have given us a perfect area to watch for a reverse to take place.
Yeah.
I just knew it was going to come down, stall, and then head higher. But if we had that switch zone drawn in, we could have had a better timing as to exactly where price was going to reverse from. But yeah, higher, a little bit higher, just need a little bit more. And then eventually the move lower. So,
little bit more.
yeah, that could be timed with the US CAD, right?
Mhm.
So oil could likely continue higher, and then when it's about to shift momentum, this can go like this, up towards that monthly. Where is that monthly located? Up here? Yeah, is that the monthly supply? That high up? Let me see. No, it's lower. That was the one
Below.
above.
Yeah, it's below the weekly, I think.
Yeah,
It comes across.
Yeah. Here somewhere like that.
There, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, definitely can go up there. That's for sure. That looks good. Yeah, that looks good. So So euro dollar looking good for the move up, reacting from the 4-hour supply. Once that gets taken out, that opens up for a move higher. Let's see what the Aussie's doing. So Aussie's starting to respond from that supply area. So Aussie's got a lot of work for it to get down. It's got multiple zones to break through.
All them weekly zones. Look at it.
Yeah, so that's going to take some time. But Euro's looking really good. That reaction.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
pound hasn't hit the monthly supply. Unless you, I was
Let's take a
saying,
look.
unless you count the wicks, but I wouldn't because it's quite full-bodied.
Do you have supply drawn up here?
I did. You don't. Hold on.
No.
Sorry, I'm having
Don't
my
have
lunch.
supply.
Hold on 1 second.
No supply up there. From what I see. Just this tested here. Let me see. So yeah, that's not doing much. It did take out the weekly supply, which we were waiting for. Failed to really provide a nice demand area, which showed us some weakness. And now it's doing a bunch of nothing. Well, we got a lot of weakness from the euro. So what does that tell us, really? That tells us, we know that certain pairs tend to move before others. So we're seeing the move up on US CAD. We're seeing the move down on the euro. We're seeing the move up on the dollar. If this does nothing tomorrow, Thursday, and then Friday, if it does nothing, then that tells me once the euro finds a foundation, this can jet upwards really quickly. And are we really shocked by that? Look where we are reacting to right now, specifically on the 3-month chart.
Oh shit! I was muted. Yeah.
Oh, were you chatting, but you were muted?
Yeah. I'm trying to have my lunch and look at charts and do it all. Damn it.
That's funny. Was it anything profound or what?
Not so profound, but I know why I've got that monthly supply zone there in inverted commas. Because I did
you know why?
like a retail trend line. I put a note there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You would think a lot of people.
We've talked about this for quite some time. Where is it in the report? Right here. So we've had this written out forever, this special note. There may be something brewing here in terms of major strength in the longer term. And all we've seen is nothing but all the way from down here. The 126s, right? This was that buy zone that we had. Right here.
Because I
126.
bought up there and I got out near that weekly supply.
Nice. Beautiful.
Didn't think.
Well timed. Really good. Yeah. 126, now we're at 136, and we expect more upside. I don't think there's any reason why we can't reach 140s. It's clear. It's right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've been expecting that for some time. So it's slowly making its way up, and it's holding quite well despite the weakness that we're seeing in the euro right now. It's holding quite well. So
I have a aggressive trend line on the daily. What do you think about that?
yeah, that's a possibility. I was just looking at that now. Because there's a lot of structures here that are failing to provide us with what we're looking for. This one again. So I think that would be okay. Let's take a bigger picture here. Look. Okay, breaking through. Okay. I think we could adjust it and it would be like, let me see. Nope. Those wicks are a little bit out of line. Let me see something else here.
So I got my first one. I got one further up as well.
This seems to be something here. Something to pay attention to. Is that weekly? Yeah, that's a weekly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weekly. Okay, so we have that drawn in. Let me see. Rally base drop. You have one even more aggressive than that?
Yeah. Not that side. From here to here. So from there to there. Is it from there? Hold on a second.
Yeah, that looks good. You're right. You're right. Well spotted. Well spotted. That is legit.
Yeah.
And I would do it from exactly where you said. Yeah. Yeah. And we got the second test here, which is validating it. So that looks good.
Mhm.
Let me remove that one. Okay, so I'll update the journal with that. I was looking at this zone yesterday to see what's going on here. Price came up, respected the zone. That looks
Okay.
emotional.
Yeah. I've still got my
Looks like
running through.
and we got new highs here. So we got this now.
Got a trend line there, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So what do we got? We have no trend on the monthly, weekly uptrend, but no demand to support it. So weak. So that means if so we got a daily uptrend, 4-hour uptrend. Those are all good. If the 4-hour, like if this doesn't hold right here, this is like right at the demand, but the demand has already been tested. This is not an ideal uptrend, right? Because demand's already been tested. 1, 2. Now this third test. Yeah, it's aligned with the trend line. Let's take a look at closing above. No, it didn't close above. Look.
Oh, it didn't
See
close
that?
above. Yeah.
So it's an ascending trend. It's an ascending trend line, but I wouldn't say it's a good uptrend right now. This was the one that's legitimate right here because we had a close above, okay, and then we had the demand contacted here. So this was the uptrend being allowed to continue or being facilitating a move. But look, it only came up here, tested again, now made a higher high, failed. So what I would do at this point is I would draw another trend line, but like that,
Yeah. Less important one.
to signify this lower trend line as being the trend,
Mm-hmm.
and this one here just being a structure.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Right? Makes sense?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So, and look where it's hitting now, right? So this is easily able to break through. Once it breaks through, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That 4-hour trend breaks. Is there any demand here? No. So then this breaks, and then this breaks. There's no demand here. We can see a big drop from here. It's possible.
I wonder if we'll get it today on FOMC.
Yeah. When is that coming out? Soon, right?
Yeah. Well, I think 7:30 my time.
Yeah, that is coming out soon.
Mm.
In 3
It's all
hours or
very
so.
congested, isn't it, at the top of this on the daily?
You're very congested. Yeah.
You know, it's getting closer and closer to that trend line, and then it will just poop.
Yeah. And with the euro setting up to drop and the dollar setting up to rally, yeah, it looks very easy for this to drop.
Yeah.
All this congestion here, no demand, this can drop very, very quickly through here. So the first sign of that weakness is this demand zone getting taken out. Once that goes, this is broken and it goes and then it drops to here. Nothing to keep price there. It drops, it can go lower. What I'd like to see is for this to close up there, but we're 1-2 days away. Yeah, it could happen. We could have price close up here, create demand, and look, if it drops to that demand, isn't that what we're seeing on the other charts?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's timed with it, isn't it? Jin, you have that one too. Which one are you speaking of, Jin? Yeah, today we got in 3 hours and 15 minutes. We have interest rate release. They'll probably keep it the same, and then it's just going to fuel a move to the upside, likely. This could be one of those situations like the U.S. CAD before the rate. It can go down, but longer term, it's up.
Yeah.
Because that is what price is doing. That's the agenda that it's on. The pound US dollar. Pound US dollar aggressive trend line. You have that too. Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, so this can drop easily. It's holding well now, but you know, the moves on the euro and dollar could be foreshadowing what's about to happen here. Because we've seen that a lot. You've seen that a lot, haven't you, Jasper?
Sorry, Kev. Sorry, I'm just having my lunch. That's why.
Oh, okay, no problem. Tim,
Don't want to be chewing down the
have you
mic.
noticed that? Tim's having lunch too.
Tim's in the bathroom.
Oh. Okay, here. Let me just draw this out here. All right, so once this gets taken out, let's just draw that. Nope, no highlighter. Here we go. Once this goes, it drops. And this can easily go here. And this can easily go here. And then this can drop down to here. Looks very possible for this to happen. And then once the foundations are created, boom, like that.
Nice. Yeah, I had that a little different, but I did have that aggressive one there. Thank you.
Good stuff. So let's see here, pound. Let's go to it. Oh, Anton, okay. So, chart looks ready to drop. Oh, damn caps lock. All right, let's get that in there. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. That would be exciting because if that zone does get created, and I know that that trend line is that's a 3-month descending trend line, but there is no descending trend lines on the monthly, so I think that would be a good spot. The only thing I would caution on is um, that trend line break. Monthly has a trend line which is from the 3-month chart. So monthly demand could be formed at this location. Picking lungs from here. If price drops would be ideal based on daily momentum shift. Yeah, so that's a key point there. We'll post that. So this monthly, right? We got that trend line, but this is a 3-month trend line. Okay, so it's good. And we see how price reacted here, right?
Yeah.
There was nothing for price to react there on the chart, nothing, except for that trend line. So it recognizes the trend line, which is good. So now we see how price is pushing upwards through that with strength, right? What have we noticed in our chart studying? What do we normally see when price is breaking through a trend line? Aggressive moves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think what the chart is telling us here is that there's likely going to be something here. The only thing is that buying at that, I would want to wait for a momentum shift on a daily chart, at least daily chart.
Yeah.
To go in long, but that could be a good one. You know why? Because let's see where that would be located. So it'd be between there and there. So here and here, okay. So that monthly demand zone would look something like here. So if price comes down here, remember, because this is all compressed and tested, compressed, 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 price can easily drop down here quickly.
Mm-hmm.
If we have a momentum shift, price can come down here. It will go up through here quickly, this way, and continue up to here and higher very quickly. So this is good that we're getting all this compression, because compression means when price retraces, it'll be fast, and if we get fast down, then we'll get fast up. So that is good. I like that. And we have already that weekly supply removed, right? That weekly, that was the major obstacle back before that supply was taken out, was this, but now it's already removed. So that would be pretty decent. What would that look like on the monthly? Yeah, it would look like that. Yeah. Momentum on the 4-hour, on the daily chart is definitely what's required. So that could be a good one. That looks good. That looks like it's setting up quite nicely. Would you agree? Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Looks good.
Yeah, it makes me think that I think I'm going to start having to move my stops tight on the pound yen, because I've been living with that.
What position do you have on the pound yen now?
Long. Still from before. Still
nice.
from. Well, kind
Nice.
of. It's been choppy as hell though. It's not the kind of trade you want. So it'll be from like the 23rd of September. Blimey.
Wow, good for you. Yeah. We've been talking about that, right? That pound yen move up for quite some time from these lows somewhere. Ideally, wait for that, provides demand, buy at demand, and big targets to the upside.
Yeah, that's the thing, you see. It's the big targets, but I think if I can bank this profit and get back in lower, we'll be good. As long as we get back in
Be
lower.
good, yeah. And we're getting pretty close to hitting that supply, it looks. So that could be timed with the pound drop.
What, this weekly
contacts
supply?
pound drops.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, the weekly supply, that's right. Even though it's been tested before.
Yeah. Quick test.
So we might get a reaction from there.
It held that demand zone of ours quite well, huh? And it continued. Nice.
Yeah, I didn't think
Alright,
that
so
was going to hold.
we got a new trend line like this. Yeah. Good. Yeah, you've been doing some good trades, Jas. Really nice.
Yeah, not bad.
Really good, man. Okay, so let's see. 4 hour. Adjusted. Yeah, that looks okay. Like that. Pound Kiwi. This one was setting up to drop, from what I remember. Yeah. It's just stalling at that trend line. All right, so US CAD, yeah, we went through that. Looking good for a continued move higher. US Swiss. Hasn't really picked up momentum yet, and US dollar Japanese yen. Shifting momentum on the 4 hour, demand still in play on the weekly and monthly. And nothing very, no big moves yet. Okay, and that's what's going to really fuel that pound yen, and that's what has been fueling that pound yen, is that this really hasn't been moving, yet the pound's been moving up. So that's really been good for that pound yen move. So if the pound drops, we'd expect for it to drop well, pound would have to be weak, yen would have to be strong, which means more downside here, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen downside. So that means the pound yen drop could be not as exaggerated as the pound US dollar drop.
Yeah.
And
even
so,
this afternoon, when this afternoon and this last couple of days, the pound dollar has been hit harder than the pound yen. Pound yen's a bit more stable.
Yeah.
The euro yen seems to be getting a bit of a hit. Should have closed that off earlier.
Yeah. Oh, we'll take a look at that one. So this one has, let's work it out. So we had already tested. Oh, there it goes. Look at that shoot up pound yen. So, oh look, it's just you see the force that comes into play when they push through zones.
The zones, yeah. Ding
yeah,
dong.
do you notice that? You know what? What's interesting? It's like it's like a car driving into a wall, right? The car, or even one of those what do you call it? Those big balls that they swing in construction. You see it breaking through the supply right now?
Wrecking ball.
The wrecking ball. That's right. It swings and it bangs into the wall. And then it swings and it bangs into the wall, and then eventually when it makes it through, it's like, you could see the release, right? You could see right when it breaks through, it's like, whoop, and it just pushes right through, and you can see that extra release through the other side. So it's always the same thing when it breaks through supply zones or demand zones. You always see that big strong push to break through those areas. So weekly supply was already contacted. And then we got another push up. So we have an uptrend here. But demand was used to facilitate a move higher. Now we need new demand to hold the uptrend, right? Yeah. So we're getting supply being removed now, which is good. And so that could help with facilitating a move higher.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly where we'd want that demand to be, right?
Yep.
After the highs are taken out. So that could work out a little bit to push price into that weekly area of supply. And then, but once it drops, the difficult thing is that there's really no structure. Um, it's possible that the structure on the daily holds, because if pound gets weaker and this continues to rally,
Mm-hmm.
this will get weaker as well, right? So, yeah.
It just makes me think
If the
that we should
dollar,
be keeping an eye on the yen. The yen could be a factor.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yes, for
especially the
sure.
dollar's getting strength, and the pound is able,
Yeah,
a weak pound is able still to rally against the yen. Then the dollar yen is going to
yeah,
have one hell of a move.
yes, exactly.
And there's so much
Yeah,
congestion. I've been feeling like all of this. There's got to be some sort of explosive move out there on the weekly. You
uh-huh.
know, it's just so. They seem to be accumulating. I wouldn't be surprised if we get, I don't know, a quick shoot up.
Yeah, it's very possible, especially with what we're seeing with the dollar and the euro. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it does go up, right, yen will be weak, which is a good
Yeah.
sign for a pound continuing higher. Pound yen. Let's take a look at the pound again. So if the pound does drop, so far it's holding well with the euro weakness. So if this does indeed drop, where would pound yen drop to? That's a difficult question.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, it's pretty difficult to say.
It is.
That's why the key is for this removal of this weekly supply. Once that
100%.
gets taken out, it opens it up.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
have
right.
an uptrend. We'll have demand. What I'd love to see is this continue to push up, and then it retraces when the pound retraces. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's true.
That would be
That'll make
ideal.
more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be ideal. All right, let's see. Could you please comment on gold? Okay, let's take a look at gold. What's gold doing? So we got uptrends on gold. We know that pound. 6-month uptrend, 3-month uptrend, monthly uptrend, and that's where it ends. We got to change this trend line to that. Okay. So we're waiting for that momentum shift. That's it. There's nothing to say about this. No problem, Paul. This morning. Okay, no problem. Yeah, in terms of gold, there's nothing to wait for until these areas get taken out and we have an uptrend. Then we'll have demand, and then that will facilitate a move higher. If that doesn't get created on the charts, gold is not going higher, period. It's just not going to happen. And so we've got the dollar set to rally. We got the euro set to drop. This could drop further down into that monthly demand zone. So price can even rally up to the supply and then use that supply to facilitate a move lower. Bottom line, do we expect more upside on gold? Yes, for sure.
Long term.
We expect more upside on gold. Yeah. Once price drops on the euro and creates a foundation at the higher time frame demand zones and create momentum shift to the upside, once that starts building, gold will fly. In my opinion, I don't see any reason why it won't.
True.
But as we've talked about before, price can come down, test this even deeper. If this was to get taken out that monthly, then that could even happen on the 3-month, all the way down to the 3-month demand zone. So Do I think it's going to drop that far? I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think monthly demand
But
would be feasible.
yeah, and then we've got that in play now, right? So it
Mm.
just has to hold while the euro drops. If it can hold this area while the euro drops, oh boy, when the euro finds that foundation and starts building momentum, this thing will fly. So I think that's all there really is to see on gold. I wouldn't be trading gold right now
No.
because whether it goes up or down, nobody knows. I don't know if it's going to go up from here or down from here. It can do anything. There's, all I can tell you is that it's holding up trends on 6, 3, and monthly charts. But even though we are responding from demand on the monthly, it doesn't mean that price is going to move up right where we are right now. When the rest of the market is set to move in one direction, gold will likely, move in the same direction as those other markets.
Mm-hmm.
If it holds, great. I want to see it hold because I don't want to go in long if the euro's dropping and the dollar's rallying. I don't want to do that. Why? Because it can drop and go against me. Where would I put my stop loss right now? If I was to go long, I'd have to put my stop loss below that monthly area of demand. And that's way down there. It'd have to be at like 1660.
Yeah.
The price is at 1849. Why would I want to do that? It just wouldn't make sense. So I much prefer for the markets to make their move that's going to be against, I don't want to go against the river, right? The way that the river is flowing. I want to jump in the river and it run the way that I need to go. So I'll let the markets make their move. I'll look at the chart and see what it does. And if it starts building momentum when the other markets start building momentum, that's when I want to get in. Because then I know I can find the exact zones to base my risk off of. And I know that when I get in, price is going to move. I don't have to wait for, 2-3 months for it to pick up. It'll just start moving. Let's see. Hello, could you please? Yeah, yeah, it'll be recorded. I'll make it available for all the members after this session is over. It won't be just an exclusive Sherlock members only session. I'll make it available to everyone. You're at work.
Yeah, I'm thinking there needs to be more correction or time spent now, because we had a really decent move up.
Mhm.
Like if you look at I don't know, just for example, the 6 months, you got that long move up, and then they spent quite a bit of time, coming back down. You know what I mean? Now you're getting a big move up. All you got is one little candle.
Yeah.
Just feel that there's more to do before shooting back up
Yeah.
again. Look at Bitcoin. That went up. It took ages to mess around before pushing up again.
Hmm. Yeah, and it would be good. A nice pullback like this would be good for us because then we
Great
can
for
get
us.
in longs.
Cheaper prices.
We can get in long. If price drop down to that 3-month demand zone,
Mm-hmm.
then targeting 2,000 and higher would be easy breezy.
Yeah.
We'd be getting in the 1500s and targeting 2,000s and above. And then moving stop losses as weekly supply zones get taken out and so forth. So that would be great for us.
With quite a bit of confidence.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. Okay, I'm going to be wrapping up this session. We did some updates on the observation journal. Located some potential moves for the following weeks. Some good trade ideas for the future. Any questions? Anything you guys want to take a quick look at before I let you guys go?
Yeah, Kev, I'm in short on Aussie Kiwi. I'm looking at it and it looks like it's just going to drop right through that area on the daily and make it all the way down. But just wondering what you think about it.
So you took a short off the weekly supply?
4-hour momentum shift off of weekly
which one
supply.
Here?
Right
this
here.
one here?
Yep. With the little
Wow,
spike. Yep.
good trade. So
Nice.
you already made like 5-1.
Nice.
Yeah, I should, you know what I should have done, and I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit. I should have split it up into more positions,
Oh,
so I could have taken some off the table.
You could.
but
Are you
yeah.
on MT4?
5.
Oh right. Because I think on MT4 you can.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to find out how to do that.
Google it or
Well,
YouTube it.
depends
Yeah,
on
no, I
your.
will. I will after this
It
session.
depends on your broker too.
Hmm.
Depends
All right.
on your
Oh,
broker.
okay.
Find out through your broker if you can have multiple positions, because not every broker allows you to. Well, you should be able to have.
Well, what I mean is I have
Some
it
brokers
open. I have the whole thing open as a 1% position. I could have split it up into
Oh.
micro lots so that I could have just closed them off easily. So you're saying if
Yeah.
I have everything as one position, there's a way I could close it off in smaller positions?
Yeah, I think say if
I
you
don't know
have,
about that.
I think if
Okay.
you have like a full lot, you can go into new order, and then you can change it from market execution to. Let me open one where I've got a trade open.
What happens if you open up a long position smaller than the short? Will it close off a portion of your short?
Yeah, it'll hedge it. Well, no, it won't close it off, but you can
No.
hedge like
Okay.
that. It'll take it out of your equity so
Okay.
that
Oh,
it
okay.
doesn't count.
Yeah, because I've had brokers when you open up a long, basically it would just close off a portion of your short.
Oh
Oh, I
right.
see.
That'll be on a no hedging allowed account.
Yeah, exactly. And then some brokers, if you open up
Okay.
3 small positions, you can only close them in the same order that you open them.
Hmm.
Oh, that's dumb.
Right.
I know.
So I think what you
Yeah.
need to do is you can, you know where all your trades are. What is it on?
Right. The trade window.
Yeah. So it comes up at the bottom. Double click it. Yeah, the terminal. So double click it, and then where it says market execution, that drop down menu, there should be a modify order.
Yeah, it only shows up as modify order if I
Oh yeah, mine doesn't.
It doesn't
I
show
think
up
on my-
unless you change something. Like if you change the stop loss, then it'll give you the option to click modify order.
I think I had it on my old broker. I could change it and then take off a partial.
Yeah, so that's what Kevin was saying, that it's probably so I don't think I can do that on my broker. That would be cool though.
So I think it's more downside is looking good. We have supply in play on the Aussie. What do we have with the Kiwi?
I've seen it now.
Kiwi looks
Kiwi's
like it
also
just
responding to
broke.
supply.
Yeah, it's breaking that demand there.
Yeah, so Aussie Kiwi. So this is tough to judge momentum. You got in. There was that momentum, that initial momentum off of that weekly supply. Think about being safe, because it's hard to say how much lower it's going to go.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't know if this was, I'm still learning how to identify stuff. I didn't know if that was more like
Because that was a
compression
good
or
initial move.
yeah.
The move off that weekly supply was a good initial move with the 4-hour momentum shift. That was good.
Mhm.
But once the momentum starts to die, yeah, just know that it can easily rally up, because you're dealing
Gotcha.
with 2 currencies that are expected to be weak. So it all comes down to which one's going to be weaker.
Yeah.
It's tough to say, so you don't know.
Yeah, this drop was facilitated by a push up on the Kiwi when it happened.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's a good
okay,
trade,
all right.
though.
Thanks for your opinion.
Good
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and close that off.
Yeah, you guys are doing well, man. Sheesh. Really
Thanks.
good.
Yeah, I
You
think
guys are
on that
finding
one.
the trade.
I'm trying to get into a bit of lower time frame and see off the zone itself if there's a way of getting in and out. I'm still
On that one,
working
I was
on it.
looking at the 1 hour, but I was like switching back between the 1 hour and the 4 hour, and I saw the 1 hour zone that broke the 4 hour. Well, at the time, I had 4 hour demand there, but I see now Kevin hadn't drawn it in.
That was a really quick spike up. Didn't even give a
Yeah.
15-minute entry on that one. so quick.
I was sitting here watching it for that.
Yeah, that was a really quick one. Yeah, you can get in lower time entries. It's just like this 1 hour, this 4 hour off the weekly was an ideal trade. It was a 4 hour a momentum shift off of that. Hold on for a second. How did we get that? Oh, because it was no. Oh yeah, because of this here. I just didn't draw it in. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I had that too. And then when that broke, that's when I went in on the 1
Yeah.
hour and got
That's
in
an ideal trade.
about here.
4
Yeah.
hour momentum shift off of a weekly supply. That's a good trade. And then trading off of a 4 hour supply, you could have gone to a 15-minute chart for a momentum shift.
Hmm. Did you set a limit, or did you execute it?
No, I just execute. I was watching it
Wow.
happen when it
Right
came.
place at the right time.
Yeah. Yep. It's like fishing.
Never fished, but I'll take your word for it.
Exactly. Good stuff. Okay, what time we got? 11:14. All right, that was a good session, an hour and 14 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
guys. So I will update. I'll edit the video and update the website with this video later on. I did finish editing the session that we did on Monday, so I'll be uploading that within the next half an hour or so.
Awesome. Thanks,
Cool.
Kev.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, brilliant.
Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. If you have any questions, you can email us or get more information on the website, www.whiteoakfx.com. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. Enjoy.
Cheers.
All right.
See ya, mate.
Have a good one, everyone.
You too, mate.